Dihydromyricetin. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Please keep that in mind while watching. What I'm simply showing you here is my results, what works for me. What I'm suggesting is that you go to your doctor, your physician, your nutritionist, etc., and find out what works for you and your specific situation. So keep that in mind. Okay, so under doctor supervision, I took this for 4 months. This is part 1 in a 2-part series. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up next. But part 1, I'm going to talk about what the results were, what the doctor was telling me as I was going through this process. So we'll get into that in this video. By the way, there are links to the article that I found that got me to try this, talk to my doctor about it, down in the description there, down there below. The article's down there, so make sure to check that out. So dihydromyricetin, I think that's how you pronounce that. It's basically vine tea extract. What happened was a group of scientists took a bunch of lab rats or lab mice and basically gave them a high-fat diet. Some of the lab rats were given this and some of them weren't. So the mice or the lab rats that were given the high-fat diet that took this or were given this actually lost body fat and lost body weight, total body weight. So check out that article below to see what the article talks about. The ones that were not taking this, but still taking the high-fat diet, gained weight and gained body fat. So check out those results. Go to that article in the description there down there below. Okay, so let's talk about me and my situation here. So here's your screenshot, right? If you want to see what my results were, there you go. There's just an overall screenshot. So now we're going to get into details. So I went to my doctor. My doctor basically said, okay, take 2 for lunch. Take 2 at the highest fatty meal that you think you're going to eat. So in my case, that was lunch. So I started on November the 5th. This was my baseline, right? My body fat was 55.2. My muscle was 33.3. As I took this, we went through the holidays, which totally killed my gains, if that's what you want to call it. We had Thanksgiving here. We had Christmas in this area. We had Valentine's Day over here. So lots of things that I probably shouldn't have been eating. Lots of excess carbs that I probably shouldn't have been having at the wrong times of day. So all these numbers are to be taken with a grain of salt. Even my doctor said there's too many factors to get a truly accurate day-to-day analysis or assessment of what was going on. My salt intake, my water intake, was I eating carbs the day before, or was I eating carbs, eating salt, and then drinking a copious amount of water the day before the weigh-in? Were my bowels completely evacuated on the day of the weigh-in? All these things contribute to these numbers. But my doctor said, you know what? If you take this for 3 months, originally he was saying 3 months, you should get a broad picture perspective of, does it work or not? And in my specific case, after taking this for 4 months with a healthy diet, with intermittent fasting, and with a good solid workout exercise routine, I would say, this is with the doctor's supervision, I would say that yes, this did help in me losing total pounds, total body fat. But a negative thing was that I did lose some muscle mass. Not much. I actually, for the most part, one could speculate or articulate that I did maintain a healthy muscle mass while I was losing the body fat. So that's one way of looking at this, right? And obviously, as I mentioned before, as the doctor had mentioned to me, salt and water and carbs can easily affect this muscle percentage, right? Are my muscles hanging on to more water? There's going to be more muscle mass, right? So the way that the scale works at the doctor's office is you step on a scale. It's a body composition scale. The scale sends an electrical signal through one foot or one leg. It travels through your body and then comes out the other leg. And depending on the impedance or the electrical resistance of the time it takes for that signal to get through the body and how weak or strong it is, that's what determines these numbers, right? So it's all based on water. Salt affects water, carbs affect water. Are you retaining it? Are you letting it go? There were some days, like especially around the holidays, I was peeing like crazy because I had eaten so many bad carbs and I was hanging on to so much water that then when I went back on a normal diet, right, quote unquote normal diet, all the water weight came out of me. So like I said, doing this for 4 months, I probably picked the 4 worst months of the year to do this, but doing this for 4 months, I did lose 8.2 total pounds, averaging, let's say 2 pounds per month, right? I did lose a total of 1.6% body fat, right? Whatever the math comes out to per month, but I did lose 1.6% body fat. And the negative side effect was that I did lose 0.3% of muscle mass. This could have also been lack of working out. There were a lot of rainy days here in Southern California, so I wasn't able to get out, do low intensity, steady state cardio for my walks. I wasn't able to do my bicycle riding. So that is up for speculation. What I'm going to do now to answer one of your questions is, will I continue to take this? So in the immediate short term, these are my last 2 pills, right? This is what the product looks like. I'm going to take these last 2 today, probably for lunch, but I am not going to take this product for 3 months. That was both doctor's recommendation and also some of the research that I've done on my own. 3 months, I'm going to get off of it. And the reason why is because I want to see if these results change. Do I plateau and I don't lose any more weight, don't lose any more body fat, keeping all things consistent, my workout routine, the way I eat, my intermittent fasting, what I'm eating during those meals, right? Will this go down even more? Will I lose more body fat? Will I lose more total weight? Will I gain more muscle, lose more muscle? I don't know. That's why I want to take 3 months now, not take the product and see what happens. So I'm still checking in with my doctor every few weeks or so, few weeks. Thank God I have a good support system in place that's cheering me on doing this. I thank every one of you that likes these videos and that subscribes to my channel. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell when you want to be notified of when these videos come out. There are tons of videos that I've done in the past on supplements, etc. I'm going to do part 2 of this video, including these supplements, what I took with the Dihydromyricetin, when I took it, how I took it, what the doctor recommended, how to take it, all that good stuff. That's coming up in part 2. So definitely stay tuned for that video, which is coming up right after this one. In the meantime, there is a link to that article down below in the description. Make sure to check that out. There's also some links to some cool products that I've reviewed, tested, and still use in the description section. So make sure to check out those products. Usually if a link makes it in the description section, it's something that I'm still using or used and liked, that kind of vibe. If I didn't like it, it got a negative review, it comes off the list. So only the best of the best stays in the description section. So keep that in mind. To quickly recap, I lost, in 4 months of taking this, 2 capsules for lunch, mostly. About, I'd say 75% of the time I was taking 2 capsules for lunch. The other 20%, right, was maybe 2 for lunch, 2 for breakfast. Sometimes it changed 2 for lunch, 2 for dinner. Then about 5% of the time, for a short little window, I was taking up to 6 pills a day. It was 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch, 2 for dinner. That will be in the next video, so make sure to check that out. This is all under doctor supervision. What I was noticing was the more pills I took, the less results I was getting. So I was just wasting money at that point. Law of diminishing returns, right? So I went back to taking just 2 capsules for the majority of the time, 2 for lunch. So keep that in mind. And then here's another screenshot if you want to get that of the results, right? Comment in the comment section down there below. If you have any other questions, put that in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you all for part 2 of this video series in the next video.